Hi guys, it's Chris with Meesha Aesthetics, and we have a very special guest here today. We have the ever fabulous Christine Meyer, who is a faithful and loyal client. But what Christine is here to talk about today is how to make the most of your isolation, how to find your inner peace, how to make sure that you wake up every day and appreciate the small things. We have a couple things we're going to chat about today. Christine, before we get started, I read on your website you've been doing this for about 16 years now, is that right?
Since 2004. Yeah, I've been at it for a long time.
Wow.
Yep.
Do you do a lot of your work in person or over the phone, via email?
It's all over the phone. I have clients worldwide and clients that hang around me for a really long time because we have such a good time together. So,
well, I love hearing that. You're also a published author. Can we talk about that?
Soon to be published author. Yeah, that's coming out probably in a month or so.
And what's the book about?
What's the book about? It's about, it's called Keep It Simple, Smarty Pants, and it's about living life simply, but and empowered.
I love that.
Yeah.
So how have you been handling this isolation period? Are you surviving? Are you thriving?
I am actually thriving. I think I have the tools and the mindset to already be ready for anything that comes my way, and understanding that it's not about the conditions. It really is about your mindset and perspective about things. And so perspective is really everything in any situation.
So if I were a client, let's pretend I called you, I'm fresh off, meeting you. What are some, I guess, data digging, or what are some questions you might ask me to kind of get a sense of where I'm starting?
Well, I first would ask you how you're feeling, and that would be a big indicator to me about where to start, because depending on how you're feeling about things, I would coach you probably differently, because you are where you are, which is just fine and always fine. It's simply from where you are. I can't tell you if you're feeling crappy. I can't tell you life is happy, and that's just going to be off-putting to you. So I have to get a feel for where you are, and then we just start guiding you over here, over here, over here, so that you feel you're taking the journey. It's like trying to get on a train that's moving too fast versus one that's slowed down and you get on it. So
I love that analogy. So rerouting your life is a lot easier to do slow and steady than it is to, the train analogy, you can't take a train going 90 miles per hour and go from left to right. You have to slow down, then change gears, and then speed back up. Right. So it sounds like what you're saying is that people need to take that second, take a deep breath, realize that Rome wasn't built in a day. Trains don't change speed at 90 miles per hour. You need to self-assess and say, brakes, pause, let's see what direction we're going to go.
Right, and the importance of understanding how you feel. A lot of people get the emotional part, they understand it differently. So some people think it's about just pretending you feel differently than you do, which would be like pretending that your gas gauge on your car isn't on empty when it is. That's not helpful. That's not helpful, right? You want to know. And then other people take it to the extreme where they feel how they feel, and they think that that's the only way that they'll ever feel, instead of understanding that they have way more control and ability to guide how they feel, therefore change how they feel, regardless of whether the thing that you're hung up on changes or not. And that doesn't mean that the thing you're hung up on won't change. It just simply means, how do you want your experience to be now? And it's about making those small choices, but definitely not trying to take the big leap.
Do you feel like people who are attempting to make a change should be hard on themselves and force it, or should they be easier on themselves and let change come naturally?
Always easy and loving is the best way. Always easy. Think about when you speak to a child. You want to be kind. You want to be encouraging. You want to be gentle, and understand that if the child fell down, you wouldn't say, "Get up, dummy."
Right.
You'd say, "Oh, honey, come on, let's give it another go," or "That's okay, we'll try it again tomorrow." Or you would be kind and gentle, not needing the child to walk and do it perfectly right now, but understanding that the child will. So it's the same thing with yourself. It's like, if I'm feeling like this, let's not continue to wallow in it. You're feeling like this because you are thinking thoughts that are making you feel this way, plain and simple. And so, but changing the thought isn't always the name of the game, certainly not now, but being gentle with yourself and understanding that you'd like to feel better, is helpful and that's kind.
And I think that, circling that being easy on yourself, I think we need to talk about this isolation period in terms of achievable goals. And that maybe for some people, not setting goals is better for them.
Correct. There's a lot of noise out there right now that says this is the time you should be fill in the blank.
We talked about this earlier. This is the time you should be getting in shape, learning how to cook, learning how to sew, taking care of your, that's a lot of pressure to put on people.
It's a lot of pressure and maybe you just don't feel like it. This is the time, in my opinion, to be kind to yourself, gentle on yourself, and gently start asking yourself, all right, so what good can I find in this situation?
Yeah.
What can I appreciate? What little things can I appreciate around me that I may have been taking for granted or not really noticing? Like my slippers. I have slippers. Like I have windows to see outside. Like I have blankets on my bed.
A closet full of clothing, a full fridge, a closet full of clothing.
A closet full of clothing. And it's not in any way intended to make you feel bad for not having appreciated them before. Or, oh yeah, I should feel good because there are people way worse off. It's just about what are the simple things that bring you joy? What are the simple things that you love? Crayons to draw on. You see this painting behind me here. I did that all with my fingers.
Because you could feel the paint.
Yeah, it was finger painting. And I just did it. I saw an image on my phone, like it was a black screen, and it looked like a moose. So I thought, I'm going to paint that. Wasn't an image from anywhere else but my fingerprints on my phone. So it's just finding little things. It's like, what little things can I appreciate? What little things can I enjoy? What little things do I easily enjoy? And that really is about, what that is about really is, if you imagine Sirius XM, it's got a whole bunch of frequencies, right? It's got a bunch of stations on different frequencies. And when you decide to pick a few things, one thing, a moment in time to decide to think about what feels good to me to think about, what can I easily appreciate? That's like going to Sirius XM and saying, I'm going to listen to the Pulse, or I'm going to listen to Hits One, or I'm going to listen to the Blend. It's picking your frequency rather than blundering through the stations, picking a station saying, I'm just going to hang out here even though I hate the music.
Yeah. I also think it's important that you pick the frequency that makes you feel best rather than leaving the radio on scan. I feel like sometimes we're overwhelmed with how many choices we have and how many stimuli are out there, that if we focus on what makes us feel good, and even in the moment, and say, you know what, I'm going to listen to the Pulse instead of clicking scan and do 10 seconds of every song, which is going to probably be anxiety inducing for me at least.
Correct.
Take that time to say, I appreciate this station right now, and I'm going to let myself appreciate it.
Right. And that doesn't have to be the big things. It really is. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Absolutely. And it could come down to radio. It could come down to, picking an outfit out. Don't feel bad for wearing the same sweats every day if that makes that morning part of your day easier. If you
like that, if you feel good in it, if you just want to hang out, it really is about understanding you are where you are. And if you want to feel better, you can. And so do the things, of course, feeling better would be part of doing the things that make you feel better. Feeling better is not going to be doing or thinking the things that make you feel worse.
We talked a lot about, Christine, already, how to feel comfortable and how to applaud yourself for feeling good and, just getting by, which is not what we talked about earlier. There's no shame in getting by. There's no shame in not making change to your life. But if I were to flip the script on you and tell you, Christine, I'm tired of just getting by and I'm ready for a change, what is the first couple steps or the first step you'd say, okay, Chris, I guess the first step might be, let's use as an example. I want to write a book. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use my isolation period to write a book, Christine. I want you to help me as a person focus on that. What would you tell me to do?
Well, first, again, I would ask you, all right, so you want to write a book. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited. I'm eager and ready to go.
Awesome. That would let me know then to start from one place. If you said to me, well, I want to write a book, but then we would address, okay? Then we would start addressing those buts, because everything that you want is available to you. And I know that 100% with certainty about everyone. It's simply what keeps us from having what we want, for the most part, our beliefs about it, right? It's what you believe about that thing that allows you to receive it, take the actions toward it, or do the opposite. So how many buts have you got?
And how many butts do we have to fight through?
And we don't have to fight through those butts. It's simply recognizing them and saying, all right, then what's the opposite of that?
And how do we navigate those butts to flip the script?
So if you tell me I'm excited about writing my book, then of course we would start saying, all right, so how does this, what do you want to talk about?
And okay, so analogy wise, it's almost as if your job is to determine, using a stoplight analogy, what color my lights are. Am I the green light, excited, ready to go? Am I the yellow light? There's a couple butts that we have to go through. Or am I the red light? I tell you I want to write a book, but I'm not ready. You might realize that as a self-help coach. If I say, I want to write a book. Okay, are you excited to do it? No, I'm not really excited to do it. I think it's going to be a lot of work. I feel like I don't know what to write about. You might say, now's not the time then. And I think it's important for people to realize what you want to do and what you're ready to do are two different things.
Can be. And it is truly determined by how you feel, because your habits of thought are what you take with you mostly, right? So if you understand that I want this butt, then that's great. It's like understanding your fuel tank in your car, where your gas gauge is. And so understanding how you feel about things is helpful, and understanding that you can continue to move yourself in the direction of what you want by adapting, by changing your beliefs. And then you do that gently. You do that by not beating yourself up for having the beliefs that you have, because the beliefs you have served you so far. But if you want something that you're stretching for, then it's about understanding, all right, so I believe that I'm not good enough, or I believe that I can't, or I believe that I don't have enough money, or there's so many things that people believe about themselves. And it really is simply, I would like to believe. That's bridging it. I would like to believe. And then you make a statement of what you would like to believe. I would like to have. I don't have it yet. I don't believe it yet, but that's okay. Again, that's gently guiding yourself in the direction. If you keep asking, if you keep making a statement of what is, and what is not what you want, then you keep writing the story of that.
And you're stuck in a cycle.
You are repeatedly changing to the same.
So I have a couple more questions for you. I'm not letting you go, but just in case someone got this far and is ready to take the next step with a life coach, do they reach out to you on your website? I can attach your email, of course. Do you do a consultation? What are steps? Are you accepting new people right now? How does that work?
I have a wait list right now, but I always take people and keep them on a wait list. They would reach out to me by email and let me know they're interested. We set up a phone conversation, and then we determine whether we're a good match. I don't take clients, and neither would I want anyone to take me as their coach if we didn't feel it was a good fit. And you're a good fit with me if you are willing to take ownership of what you've created so far and what you want to create. And so then we engage in a questionnaire after, if we decide we're a good match, and then on we go. But
so I'm gonna flip the script again for you, and we didn't talk about talking about this. So if you have to take a breath or something, let me know. Do you have tips or tricks to find motivation? If I'm ready to take a step but I lack motivation, are there things I can do, or is motivation something that has to come to me naturally?
Well, I like to talk about motivation versus inspiration.
Ooh, topic change. Let's do it.
Okay. So motivation is I should work out. I need to work out. And you might say, I want to work out, but, and so I'm going to drag my butt out of bed and go work out, but I don't really want to. Okay. Or I have work to do and I don't want to do it. So you're going to motivate yourself because of the negative consequences that you or someone else has associated with them, right?
Sure.
So inspiration is more having taken the time before making yourself do something so that you are eager to do it, so that you are happy to do it, so that you are excited to do it. And so let's take a simple thing like cleaning the house. I should clean the house because
right.
it's dirty or it's messy or whatever, or I have to cook a meal. The simple things in everyday life is where people get hung up the most. And so something like the house cleaning. Well, all right, I have to clean the house, don't want to clean the house. But I like a clean house and it's dirty. So you've got yourself stuck between a rock and a hard spot.
Right.
So the way to align with that would be to start talking to yourself and say, well, all right, I need to clean the house, don't want to clean the house, but am I going to do it? Probably. Why? Because I prefer a clean house. All right, so then what are the benefits of a clean house? And then you go through it and you say, well, I like how it smells. I like it, having it orderly. I like having it neat and tidy. When I do it, I feel proud of myself. When I do it, I feel proud of my belongings and my environment. When I do it, it feels uplifting. It feels engaging. It feels more like me. So you start remembering why you want the thing that you said you wanted. Instead, see, it's the yes, but.
It's the yes, but.
Again, right? And so you start noticing the things that you like about a clean house, and then you feel now you're inspired. Okay, I'm going to go clean my house. And what makes it fun? How can I have the most fun cleaning the house? I'm going to listen to music. I'm going to
pour a glass of wine, but that's just.
I'm going to pour whatever it is, whatever your thing is, right? I'm going to take a break every 5 minutes. I'm going to whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to time myself and see how fast I can do it. Yeah. You make it fun. Like kids always make a game out of everything. It's like be a kid and make a game out of the things. If you decided you're going to do it, then find a way to like doing it. Don't do it and be grumpy.
I like that.
Right? So that's the difference between motivation versus inspiration.
So we're wrapping up. I mean, we have about 5 minutes left. So which is crazy because this went so fast. I want to talk about one more action item for people if we can.
Okay.
So we talked about, finding a list, making a list of things you appreciate.
Yeah.
Super helpful. Is there one action item you want to leave people with that they haven't gotten a chance to talk to you because you got a wait list, popular, but they're at home, and is there something you have you could suggest for them?
Yeah, I have two more things. So another list making, and it's fun to write it down because writing it down makes you focus. If you're just thinking about it, our thoughts are fleeting. And you're not really getting, it's like you tune to the pulse, and then you got off of it. So what I want you to do is tune to the pulse and stay on it, okay? Mm-hmm. And so another list thing would be what makes my life easy, okay? And you write that question down, and then on paper you start, well, a table makes my life easy. Boots or slippers make my life easy. Having a microwave makes my life easy. Having food in the freezer makes my life easy. Having ways to cook it makes my life easy. Running water makes my life easy. Doors and windows.
Yeah, there's so many things.
And it's amazing how easy your life is with the simple things that we do overlook. A closet, shelves to put my clothes on, toothpaste, a toothbrush. Again, the list is endless. Start looking for things that make your life easy. And then if you do that, then throughout your day, pause and say, what makes my life easy? Because right now people are probably feeling like life is hard, it's overwhelming, and it's stressful. And so let's start tuning to something different. If you keep looking for how stressful and overwhelming it is, you will continue to find those evidence to back that up.
Negativity breeds negativity.
So you got to look for evidence of what feels good, what feels like it makes my life easy, what feels easy. All right. So that's one thing. Another thing is we call it a cheese box. And my daughter came up with the name. So one of her little friends was having some anxiety, and my daughter is 10. And Frankie is my daughter's name. She said to me, Mama, you know what she should do? She said she should make up a box. And she should call it an anxiety box. And then she thought about that and she thought, no. And she said she should call it a cheese box because her friend likes cheese. Sure. So label it a cheese box. And then when she's having thoughts that feel stressful or overwhelming or anxious, instead of continuing them, right, letting that train go 90 miles an hour, write them down very briefly, put them in the box. and then just be done with it. I'm going to put these in my cheese box. And so you can do it that way, or you can put the pen and paper in the box itself. And I offered this to one of my clients last week, and she said, by the time I got to the box, I forgot what I was going to write down because I laughed at the word cheese box. Okay. So the purpose with this is to simply say, I don't need to think about this anymore right now. I'm going to write it down and I'll think about it later if I need to. And later, is it really worth it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I mean, I've always had the rule, will this matter? And if something's bothering you, ask yourself, will this matter in 5 seconds? Probably. Will this matter in 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 years? And self-assess, does it really matter?
Right, right. And so it's similar to that. It's like, I'm going to put that over there, and and it's adding humor to, and I love that she called it the cheese box.
Yeah.
Right. So call it whatever you want, but in this case, it was.
I kind of like the cheese box because sometimes those anxious thoughts are sometimes cheesy.
Right, right.
For you, when you self-assess, you're like, wait a second. If I told this to someone else, would they really think the same way I'm feeling? Probably not.
Probably not. And even if they did, let's think about that. Is this how we want to continue thinking and feeling? And again, it doesn't make you wrong to be thinking the thoughts that you're thinking. Sometimes it does feel like a runaway train, but the way you start getting a handle on them is by redirecting yourself. You have to redirect yourself.
And that's super important and a great note to end up on, Christine. We did it.
We did it.
The half hour. So guys, thank you so much for watching Christine and I chit chat about life goals in isolation. If you need or want to reach out to Christine, you can find her information attached to this video. She's more than happy to chat with you, get on a wait list, because I believe in her and she believes in you. If there are any questions about anything we talked about today, feel free to comment below, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.